Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's session. So today we're going to be taking you deeper into S4HANA integration with Databricks. Before we go there, just a little bit of a backstory. We all happen to be in Las Vegas at the SAP Insider and also SAP Partner Connect. So we learned a lot of cool stuff there. And one of the topics which, David Quirk from SAP and other SAP team members were able to educate us on the latest that was available. Then immediately we connected back within the team. Saranya was there, and she also happens to be a Databricks expert. So she was able to connect the dots and then take it further. And I have some like amazing, talented young professionals here who are interning / working with KATBOTZ. So I'll let them do the introductions. By the way, my name is Ashish Katya and I lead KATBOTZ, and I have the privilege of working with so many amazing, talented people here and behind the scenes. Like we are collaborating and making many things happen. So you'll hear more. There are a lot of videos and content out there on our website and also on YouTube. So please follow us, watch us, like us, give us feedback. Open to that. So I'll go around and maybe we start with Keya. You can give your quick intro.
Yes. So, hi everyone. My name is Keya Gholap, and I work as a full stack developer for KATBOTZ. So, I work in different areas. So, I've previously worked on the website development and web design project for KATBOTZ itself, and currently I'm working on other softwares that we're developing. So, which is going to be exciting in the future. So, yes, I am really glad to be on this podcast. So, thank you, Ashish, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you, Saranya.
Thanks, Keya, for all the amazing contributions. Over to you, Karthik.
Yep, thanks, Ashish. Hi, guys. My name is Karthik Anupoju. I am working in the sales and marketing domain and also helping Ashish with the cool things that he is implementing here at KATBOTZ. And yeah, I was also part of the website team. I have helped the team with the content side of the things. So, uh, yeah, over to you, Ashish.
And we're going to hear more on the website soon coming up next. So over
Yeah.
to you, Saran. Yeah, great. Looking forward to that. Over to you, Saranya.
Hi guys, I'm Saranya Srija. I just finished my master's in ASU in business analytics, specializing in big data, and I'm currently a data analyst intern here at KATBOTZ, where I currently lead a project centered on migration and migration architecture on SAP BDC and Databricks. I'm passionate about using data to find bottlenecks and before they impact the bottom line. That's something I'm really interested in. And yeah, this SAP integration with KATBOTZ is something. It's a frontier we are actively learning and discovering together as a team, and it's relatively a new topic for many in the industry, right? And today we just want to share the insights and breakthroughs that we personally made during a recent implementation. Actually, because of this, we also recently had a chance to I had the chance to attend the SAP Insider in Vegas, where I met a lot of experts in BDC and Databricks, which was really amazing. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to learning more through this.
And thanks, Saranya, for sharing your knowledge with everyone and really rolling up your sleeves and educating on us on that. Thank you so much, and we are looking forward to it. Before we go there, we'll hear from our LLM expert, Mr. Shardul. Dhaul.
Hi everyone, my name is Shardul Dhaul, and I support machine learning, engineering, and technical development at KATBOTZ. My work currently spans the RAG platform, RAG LLM platform that we are building, and also I contribute to the other projects like CFO dashboard, and also help with the cross-project technical coordination with all the projects that are there, the firm initiatives, and my education, I did my bachelor's and master's from Arizona State University, and I majored in computer science, and I did the concentration in master's in big data systems. So yeah, over to you, Ashish.
Thanks, Shardul, and great to have you all here. I'm sure you're going to have all good questions for Saranya. So Saranya, without further ado, we'll pass it back to you. I will share my screen and then you can go ahead and walk us through what you have learned.
Yep. By the way, this presentation was done by Keya. Looks really amazing. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think I can start off with the topic for today. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was data warehouse and data lakehouse. So data lakehouse, as you can see, is like a hybrid of data warehouse and a data lake. So if I should explain it to someone who's in a beginner level, right? So a data warehouse is like, it was designed and organized for fast reporting and, and fast for business reporting, but it was really expensive. And also it couldn't read files that are unstructured. Like, for example, let's take a retail transaction record, right? For an example, and you're an owner of a grocery store, and if you want, what's the total for revenue in our third quarter, you can get the information from a data warehouse. But if you want to see how long the queues are in your grocery store, and you want to analyze the pictures and the CCTV footage, for example, and you want to see, okay, so we have uh, so and so number of people in these lines, so how do you want to divide them into different lines? You cannot do that because it can process video data. So a data warehouse cannot do that. That was one of the limitations. And that's just for example. And a data lake, you can think of data lake as a swamp. They say data lakes are swamps because you can't really organize them properly in a data lake, because a lot of companies just dump their information into a data lake. So for example, if you are an airline and every single sensor data, if you have a collection of all the sensor data, it's going to be very confusing to go back and find that in a data lake because it's all just swarmed together. So that was a data lake. And of course, you can imagine the limitations with that, right? Like which engines need maintenance next week, and you can't just really find that in the swamp. So that's an example for a data lake. So the new way is a data lakehouse, which is a hybrid of both warehouse and a lake. So you can process both structured and unstructured data in a lakehouse, like your clickstream analysis, for example, or images or reviews that someone wrote. You can do sentiment analysis in this. And, a data scientist can run an ML model on the raw images. And a data analyst can also simultaneously run a SQL query on the purchase history, for example. So all at once, you can do that in a data lakehouse, right? And Databricks comes in at this point because Databricks is one of the biggest data lakehouse softwares right now. Yeah, I hope this was clear until now, right? This is just an overview of what all of these mean. So the next one is I'm going to start talking about BDC. So BDC is, now that we've discussed Lakehouse, we can talk about how we can actually get high quality data into that architecture. Specifically, today we're looking at BDC, or Business Data Cloud. This is SAP's next generation cloud suite that brings together DataSphere and SAP Analytics Cloud. So it's a unified platform for all the data. So if you try to pull any data from SAP, it's a little, it's wrapped in a complex logic. Of course, a lot of businesses do that, but it's just a little complex, and there's so many hierarchies, right? When you move it to an external system, that logic, it often breaks down, and it makes it difficult to use for advanced analytics. So that's the problem. And the solution that SAP came up with for this is BDC. And these are ready to use data sets, we can say. So it opens the SAP gates, it allows platforms like Databricks to access the data from inside the SAP environment. So even we don't lose all the semantic detail in SAP. So it's an easier way to connect, BDC and to the internal SAP environment. So the real magic here is the context. Like the there's like some elements like profit centers, cost elements, and the GL accounts inside the BDC, where if there are any analysts, in the company, this means you can see the data in familiar business terms instead of some complex terms inside of BDC, and there's no translation anywhere. You can just start building your models and dashboards immediately because the data is constantly arriving, like it's live, and you don't have to copy and paste your data, or you don't have to ingest your data all the time. It's updated in SAP. So the data in Databricks, for example, if you connect it with SAP, it's like live automation that happens.
Yeah, if I can just add something there, Saranya. So
Yeah.
basically, in the earlier world, right? So 10 years back, when we tried to integrate, like for one of the very large clients, data from SAP ECC into, say, Cognos, it was like super complex because there were no like pre-built extractors that could easily do that. To me, it looks like BDC is like really good solution, which will provide that middle layer and for the outside integration, and also like looking at what's going on in the current IT slash business landscape. People are using more the hyperscalers and everyone's on the cloud. And also from a innovation standpoint, there's a lot of like new applications that are coming into play, which are providing a lot of good value to the business. So we have all the businesses are using like multiple applications in their landscape. So for them to be able to talk to each other, we need this sort of a handshake. So I think BDC seems like a very good solution, which will get us to that sort of like, integration. And also if some of this is already pre-built, because in my experience, I'd say I have a product costing background, which integrates data across supply chain, manufacturing, also like finance. So it's bringing together a lot of different data points in order for you to come up with that product cost, right? There's bills of materials, routings, and so it like in order for that logic to be built, if there's something that is already available in the BDC layer, then it will become easier for the outside world to connect, right? I personally have to see like what BDC integrations are available, what is the readily available use cases and integration points. But I think this is a very good, I would say, like development for in general for application integration.
Yes, yeah, you're right, Ashish. So that's exactly like the pain point that BDC tackles with. Like because traditional integrations are so difficult, right? So it's like SAP is you know considered as a closed system, and if you didn't have these like pre-built extractors, you're kind of stuck building like custom code or like some complex code from the scratch to integrate something with SAP. So yeah, I think that's a great point that you brought up.
Yeah. What's amazing is that you guys almost like, how the fish takes the water. You guys almost like understand all this. It's pretty amazing. Like at your stage of the career, it's pretty cool. So thanks, Saranya, for that.
You're the one who's pushing us to do all of this.
No,
Thank
great.
you, Ashish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like imagine uh, you're like a supermarket chain, right? And there's so many transactions every day, and there's like employee records and sales, and all of this data gets stored in SAP systems. And but the raw data alone is useless, right? You need to have some insights from it, and you need analytics. So that's exactly what this whole process does, like what you're seeing on the screen. So like instead there's like multiple steps here, like 5 steps. I'm just gonna briefly go over them. Please stop me if you have any questions about it. So the first one is the if when you activate the data package directly, as it says, what the activation here actually means is the first step. It checks all the data packages. Like I said, there's pre-built data sets in the BDC environment. So what happens is uh, there's a main dashboard in SAP BDC that's called the BDC cockpit. So it's like the home screen of your phone. So what happens is SAP pre-bundles related data together into packages. Like example, a sales package might contain like customer data, order and revenue, bundle data. All of this is like bundled together, and there's a sales package available in BDC. So instead of doing everything separately, everything comes together so you can organize your revenue data, order data, everything in one place. So that's what happens in step one. It browses all the packages available. And step two, what happens is the SAP data products that we just talked about, the packages, they get activated basically. They get activated like you're turning on like a tap, to let the water out. So the data can flow into these packages. And step three, what happens is, you can give permissions. Like not everyone in the company should see everything, right? So HR data, only HR people can see it. Finance, and only finance people can see it. So the governance is set up here, like the access rules and everything, and who is authorized to open what data. So that's what happens here. So once governed, the data product gets shared into SAP Databricks. So this uses delta sharing. So delta sharing is like no copy sharing. So there's no copy here. There's no siloed data anywhere. And it's just a live window that delta sharing uses. That's what you see in Databricks. And in step four is what we do, like it's hands-on, like we do our ML insights. We derive insights by analyzing the data. You can build your own models. You can write Python, SQL, R, and all of this in one place in Databricks. And so if you're comfortable with R, you can just do everything in R. Or if you're a data analyst and you know SQL better, and you can just use SQL to derive your data insights, or Python, anything. Databricks allows us to use any of these languages, which is kind of cool actually. Because as a data analyst, I usually just mostly use SQL. So I'm more comfortable with that. So yeah, and fifth one is just incorporating all the results, like all the insights that you get from whatever you're doing in Databricks, all the analysis, you just share that to your whatever team you have, make it a story, make dashboards, reports. That's what happens in the end.
Nice, Saranya. You made it very easy, and thanks to SAP for the content. So yeah, great.
Yeah, it's a great slide, so I had to add it. So this is the most exciting part, I think, especially for you and Shardul, because both of you are really excited about AI and you're doing a lot of innovation in that. And so we just talked about moving data and connecting all these systems, right? So in this slide is where everything happens. So this is where we stop looking at the history and we try to predict what happens in the future. So the first step is Mosaic AI. So if you wanted to do ML on SAP data, it used to be very difficult. I mean, it was probably not even possible. But now we can feed our actual SAP transaction data into Mosaic AI that is inside Databricks, and we can train custom models to make our own dashboards, reports, and insights. And there's also, we are doing this with end-to-end ML ops. So it's like a quality control for AI, like it tracks everything. And from the moment the data leaves from SAP environment to the point where we get predictions from our ML model, all these steps are being tracked, and it's governed and it's secure. Basically, that's what it means. Like it's fully secure, and there's full security. And our models, they just don't work once and stop. Like they're always working as the business changes. And supply chain optimization, it's like if you're a company that is dealing with supply chain, it need not be just goods and services. It can be like consulting, any tech firms too. So SAP, for example, it knows what's in the warehouse, but it has no idea that there's like some storm coming up in some other city, right? You don't really have that data. So with Databricks, we can combine that data with live external data. Like you can add like some weather APIs, or any other external data, and then you can see that, hey, there's a storm coming up, so our warehouse should be, we shouldn't send it out yet. Decisions like that. And lastly, there's Gen AI. There's Genie in Databricks, which is an amazing agent, and we can build custom LLMs. It's like a secure version of ChatGPT. So if you ChatGPT, you can't really go to ChatGPT and ask, "What's my company's revenue?" because it's not going to know that. So you can just build your own LLM in your own SAP environment using Databricks, and you can ask whatever questions you want to that agent. And also you can use Genie, which is Databricks inbuilt AI agent. And I think this is like a game changer for all the companies, because you can just talk in natural language, and any one of us can access whatever data we want. Of course, with a lot of you have to give access to all these people. But yeah, I think it's a great progress in this department.
No, thanks, Saranya, for making it so easy for us to understand. I'm sure the viewers are going to love that, and you're going to get a lot of questions later. So, so just for the viewers, feel free to add your questions in the comment section on the YouTube video, or ping us, and you can also connect with us on LinkedIn and maybe YouTube, follow our channel there. So anyway, so coming back to, I think I just wanted to quickly touch base on the demos and see, like, how we can make it easier for you guys. We have been able to like set up our like cloud environment through SAP. And thanks again, shout out to David Quirk from SAP, who helped us kind of, make it easier for us, and the SAP team who supported us, to kind of make it easier. So I think there are a couple of steps. I'll quickly glance through this. So we set up our BDC environment, which thanks to Saranya, obviously she did a lot of the heavy lifting and research. So she helped us set up the BDC environment. And then within BDC, we're going to access that and see what the data pipelines and the data objects are available. And then we also have our Databricks environment over here. So if we click on this Databricks environment, it takes us to this screen. There is a Databricks One app over here. This is more for the business user, and the Genie kind of functionality that was being shared by Saranya. So business user can come here and ask, like, what you're looking for, etc. Now, if you look at the workspace side of the house, then within the workspace, looks like this still thinking. Okay, yeah, within the workspace, you have a menu over here, like the different kind of catalogs and the AI models, etc. available. Then we also have like some of the data that that could have been interfaced from SAP. I think we're still going through that and kind of tallying that if all the data is showing up here, etc. And as we build this and we show you like extra additional demos, maybe like we show you some AI use cases and all in the future. But before, Saranya, anything more you want to add in the demo standpoint that we can share with the users at this point?
Yeah, so because right now, unfortunately, I don't have access to Databricks, but Ashish does. So if you look at the left side, I just want to talk about the AI/ML part of it, because this is like the most interesting part, I think, as a data analyst, and also for the upcoming generations who's going to work with AI and ML. And so the playground is basically it's a no-code UI where you can quickly test like all the LLMs without writing a single line of Python. So you can test prompts, you can compare different models like Llama or Mixtral. You can compare them side by side, and you can see which model handles your business data properly. And why you can use it is like if you're building, for example, a webinar or a presentation or a podcast like this one, you could use the playground to see which model kind of summarizes your SAP Databricks integration. You can just talk to it about it, and you can see what gives you a better answer before you build a whole, application or give a presentation. That's just an example. And the experiments is like it's like a notebook. So every time you run a training script or a prompt like tuning notebook or something, Databricks logs it as a run inside an experiment. So it just tracks your parameters. It records your parameters, metrics like accuracy or loss. And yeah, if you're fine tuning a model for KATBOTZ, you don't want to forget which settings work the best, right? So it tracks all the records, it records all the parameters, and then so you can go back to see, okay, so run A was better than run B, so I'm just going to use run A from now. So that's what happens here. And the models and features. So the models are like, once you have an experiment run that you're happy with, and you register it, this moves into the models. So you can treat your AI model like an asset basically, and you can keep using it again. So since we are with Unity catalog here, like if you go on the left, you can see catalog on the top. So our models are just like stored, and you can manage permissions for a model the same way you manage permissions for this SQL queries and everything. So that's what this, I think that's the most, my favorite part of Databricks for now.
Wow, this is pretty amazing. And this is an ocean in itself. I will stop presenting and maybe open up for questions. Just one thing that is coming to my mind, like a couple of times, I feel people are saying, hey, the jobs are going to go away. But I feel after looking at this is like more jobs are getting created. Like, we have to set up Databricks, we have to make sure it's working. And this is just like a new learning. So like, hey, how the AI ML is going to be implemented, if we can learn that and really help the businesses go to the next stage of the game, we can solve many complex problems and thereby uh, making the things more productive, more efficient, and opening up new options, right? So I will pause here and see if anyone has any additional questions for Saranya or any of your thoughts.
Yep.
Yeah, Ashish, I completely agree with you. I think we need more people who understand AI more and who, will work on these things. So, yeah, thank you, Saranya, for sharing your knowledge. It was really amazing. So, I would like to ask, what is your favorite feature so far in Databricks and BDC? Like, what do you like the most, and what do you think has more potential in the future?
Um, I think my favorite feature, that's a good question. I didn't think of that, but I think I think my favorite is Genie until now, as far as I've used Databricks, because I've built an end-to-end pipeline in Databricks just to see how it works using Python, and I went wrong in the code a lot of times, and I didn't know where specifically, because when you build a pipeline using Python, it's like a huge code, and I could not access, like I couldn't find where I went wrong. So it was really personalized, and I I didn't have to ask ChatGPT at all, and it was in the environment, and I can just help me throughout all of this. And it knows, and even my personal projects, it knows about all my data. Like I don't, because if you want to use ChatGPT, you have to upload your data there and then ask questions about it, right? But here, Genie just knew what I was doing, so it automatically searched into my data, and which was really awesome to see. Like, hey, what's the revenue for like my last month, and it just knows the answer, which is, it really makes it easy, and I think that's like really fun to play with.
Yeah, that's pretty efficient. Yes.
She sounds it. She makes it sound very easy. Yeah. So
Oh,
anyway,
Genie is super easy. I think everyone should try
we want to see
Databricks
you
Genie.
doing that while you're doing that coding and stuff, and watch you maybe in the next session.
Yeah, we can stream that.
Okay, great. Okay, Karthik or Shardul, you have anything?
I'll go ahead. So basically, like, if you've like, you might have done some projects in maybe personal or anywhere else in Databricks. So, like, what are some projects that you did, and what clearly distincts Databricks with? I mean, you touched upon the data warehouses and how the lake house distincts itself. But is that difference really visible when you actually use Databricks?
Well, personally, I have never used data lake, because I mean,
Mhm.
a lot of people use AWS, and uh, but I personally never used them hands on.
Awesome.
So I
Correct.
just know it in theory. But from what I spoke to, like, in Vegas, I met a lot of people who are actually in migrating from data lakes to data lake houses. What they told me was there is a measurable like impact that data lake house has made personally in their businesses, because now they don't have to use different platforms for analytics now. So
Yeah.
because like you don't have to use something else, like you don't have to code somewhere else and then connect it to back to your data warehouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and I don't think I it's necessary for me to even use a data lake now. I don't know what
Yeah.
you guys think, but
Yeah, I
No,
think that's
that's true.
true.
That's true. I did some research about it, but yeah, like,
But that's true. Actually, I'm also connecting back to my experience in how I see this, right? So I'm used to seeing the warehouse. I've heard about data lakes and I've never used it personally, but I heard like, hey, you can have all the unstructured data there, like videos or Facebook comments about the company, etc. Right? But that's just sitting there. But now imagine like SAP data is very structured and very logic oriented, and everything is kind of very thought through, right? And that's why it gives very accurate result all the time. So now the structured data is now going into the lake house. So and then you have the unstructured data which you're trying to marry, and plus you have the compute with all the AI ML and all the power, so then it's kind of start to make more sense. But obviously there are so many brains like going and trying to make sense of it all, so it's kind of evolving. But I feel like yeah, definitely, like it's a big shift also. I think big shift for the talent, because now it's a new tools we are kind of got to get used to and make it happen.
you described the like over the architecture really well.
Yes, all the
Yeah.
years of like crazy experience, and
Yeah.
also connecting back to Saranya, she's sharing a lot of good stuff there. So yeah, Karthik, you have a chance for one question.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks, Ashish. Thanks, Saranya. It was actually very good things that you're told. See, me coming from a non-technical background, right? So I'm still, in the learning phase of the Databricks and what exactly is data lakehouse and all. So one advice that, like a beginner for me, like where should I exactly start from if I want to really understand the core of it?
of Databricks,
Yeah.
you mean, right? I'm just like I'm still an explorer. I would consider myself like I'm not like an expert or something, but from what I have learned in the past few months, um, maybe if you understand the architecture of like what is a data lake house, and reading up on like what is a data warehouse, and then like maybe starting with SQL if you want to, and if you want to learn Databricks, I think there's a lot of sample data sets available in Databricks itself. So you can just log in with your email. There's a lot of sample projects available inside of Databricks. So you can just like play around, use Genie, and implement your own model in Databricks. I think there's like NYC trips data in Databricks. There's a lot of supply chain sales data. All of these are inbuilt in Databricks, and I think you can explore that. That's what I did as well, just like a few months ago.
Oh, okay, got it. And yeah, I think you are an expert right now because the way you explain
Oh my
it's
God.
really cool. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for that.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
I
I'll
think
take that.
to add to Saranya's point, also like I mean, as you said, like when once you understand the fundamental aspects of data warehouses, data lakes, and what actually and lake houses, and what really differentiates everything in between that, uh, everything kind of starts to make sense as you use data like Databricks. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if there are any like courses you can recommend, Saranya, please put it in the comments, for everyone also.
Yeah.
And you can share with Karthik personally. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And then
Definitely.
also, I feel like, it's amazing. Like we have this learning cohort, and we have, the KATBOTZ team in general. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. And thanks to SAP, we also have a public cloud system, a test and demo system, right, which we are using to collaborate and build so many amazing things. So I feel we should look at that and look at the underlying table and the code, how that's written, and but then also like how it connects to BDC, and then how it connects to Databricks, right? I think it's amazing, like so many different aspects of learning, but of course, kind of focusing on what business problems we are solving, etc. It's a great conversation. So, anything else, Saranya, before we close the call?
Nothing. I just wanted to say that yeah, thank you guys for being so patient throughout the whole session, and maybe what I want to add is if anyone has any feedback or any research that you did on your own, if any of you guys or anyone who's watching this, if you have any feedback or any inconsistencies that you thought you observed, I would love to get a feedback or a review of the session. I would really appreciate that.
Great. No, really amazing session. Thanks for being here again, Saranya, Shardul, Karthik, and Keya. Next up, we're going to have a website walkthrough, how we did that for KATBOTZ in the coming up sessions. Shardul has something cool around the LLMs, and I'm sure I don't want to steal his thunder, and I don't understand it fully. So, I'll let him walk us through that. And there'll be amazing like future sessions, and I'm sure Saranya is going to come back with some AI stuff for us. So looking forward to that. So thank you, everyone. Maybe we can just do cheese, and then we just take the photo with that. Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, everyone. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, cool. Thank you, everyone.